Hey, Quick here, and welcome to another Minecraft video. Now today I'm here with Redstone Tutorials Part 2. Now today I'm here to show you gates, knots, and stuff. Like not literally knots as in K-N-O-T, I'm showing you N-O-Ts, knots. You'll understand later. So, I showed this last episode, but yeah. So this is phone, and it ain't even mine. Okay. Well, while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna check my mail. So, yeah. So this is a NOT gate. If the input is on, the output is off. If the input is off, the output will be on. So it will basically be, the output would be on if it's not A. So, for how many inputs you do A, B, C, kind of like a rhyme scheme in language arts. So this is an OR gate. This is where if one input is on, the output will be on. If all inputs are on, the outputs will be on. If all inputs are off, the output will be off. So right here is a NOR gate. Now NOR means not or. If there's an N in front of something, that means it's not that. So basically, if one input is on, basically it's the same thing, but the output will be the opposite. So yeah. So if one input or more is on, the output will be off. So before I get to this big monster right here, I'm going to go to the AND gate. Now this is super duper duper simple, but very very useful. What this is that if all the inputs are on, the output will be on. So that's where it gets its AND from, because this is input A, input B, A and B. Yeah. So this is a NAND gate. Now even though the name might sound really funny, it is a real gate. So if all inputs are, what the heck? Oh yeah, if all inputs are on, the output will be off. Yeah, so simple. So now let's go to this monstrosity. This is called an XOR gate. Even though that name might scare you, it is pretty simple. What it is that, it's easy to understand but complicated to explain. So if one input out of two is on, the output will be off. If the other input is on, if one input is on, the output will be off. On. God, what's wrong with me? If the other input is on, then the output will be on. If both inputs are on, the output will be off. If both inputs are off, the output will be off. Yeah. This is a design by Cube Hamster. Pretty small for something very complicated. What it does is that when you turn this on, this torch will turn off, and this repeater will turn on, which will go through this block, and blah blah. But if you turn this on, this torch will turn off, retracting this block. Then if you turn this off, this torch will turn on, making this repeater. Yeah. So so there's two states to it. There's this state, this state, this state, and this state. Yeah. Alright, now let's go into clocks and burnout clocks. So this is the fastest clock possible. Well, one that's formal. Yeah, so in last episode I may have explained ticks. There are two different types of ticks in Minecraft. That's the time. There's game ticks and redstone ticks. A game tick is one. Oh yeah, and that's a mistake last episode. Really, it's two game ticks for one redstone tick. A redstone tick is 1/10 of a second. So it's basically two game ticks. I mean, oh god, one redstone tick is two game ticks. So yeah, it is 1/20th of a second. Oh, you suck, math. Alright, so this is a clock. A clock is any redstone circuit that periodically changes its state from on to off. So how this works is that there's millions of designs for clocks. This is one of the most simplest ones. Hold up. When you're starting to place a clock, this torch will be on, which will power this, and when I place that repeater, it's going to power this, turning that off, which will turn. So basically, it's like a loop. The minimum ticks you can go is 2. There's 3. There's 4, and there is 1, which will burn out. So if I do this, just restart it up again. Yeah. So, this is a burnout clock. Now, even though this might look strange, oh yeah, before I start, this is not a bug, this is actually a feature. Yeah, so you see, oh my god, what a fail. Fail HD. Alright. So what happens is that this torch powers this block, which powers this redstone, which powers this block, which powers this redstone torch, which then depowers this redstone torch, which will then depower this, depower that, depower this, which will then power that. So if you don't know, a torch takes 1 tick to change states. So it takes 1 tick to turn on, it takes 1 tick to turn off. So basically, every tick it is changing states. As you see there, there are random updates for every block. So like, it's a random amount of. Usually, it's on average 30 seconds that this will do it again. So yeah. Now there is one more clock. This is the fastest clock. This is the fastest clock. So this is the fastest clock ever. Now what's happening is that this is going to be on for 1 tick, which is going to power that, which is then gonna turn this off. And when this is powered, this is gonna be on. And then after 1 tick, this is gonna turn on, this is gonna turn off. Which then when this is powered, this is on. When this is on, that's off, and this is on, that's off. So it's basically alternating really quickly every tick. So if I put a piston to that, yeah, it is very annoying. So the only way you can change it is if you break the redstone, and there's no way you can change it is if you could start it up again. Now there is something that is just as fast, but it makes a sound that nobody likes. There you go. It's starting up. So what this is called is that this is a rapid pulsar, or a pulsar, however you want to pronounce it. So basically there are 3 burnout clocks into 1 redstone. So what's happening is that it's going from 1 burnout clock to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. So it's never going to die out. And let's turn this off before it annoys the holy grill out of me. Alright, now let's go into something that might scare you when you hear the name of it. It is called a monostable circuit. Now what this does is that it will make a pulse that is 1 tick long. So that is really short pulse. So whatever is being powered, it's only going to be powered for 1/10 of a second. So this is an old monostable circuit which does not work anymore. I believe it gives 1.5 ticks. So yeah, you see it gives a really short pulse. This is the compact design of this type. So what is happening is that when you pull this lever, this is going to turn off, which is then going to turn this off and turn this on. 3 ticks later, this redstone line is going to turn back on, which is then going to turn this off. Yeah. So I don't know why this doesn't work anymore. But yeah. So before I get on with it, there are 3 types of monostable circuits. There is a falling edge, a dual edge, and a rising edge. Now these are based off of the lever. So falling as in it going down, that means when it turns on. Rising, you see. So falling, it means it'll give a 1 tick output when you turn it on. So this is a falling monostable circuit. Now this is a bug, as you can see. Alright, let's just turn this on again. If I do this, if I turn this on, see that it's a sticky piston and it did not retract the block. It's because there's a bug. Really? I can understand how this works, even though I'm not even sure if this is how it works. So basically what's happening is that when this is on for 1 tick, it used to take 3.5 ticks for a piston to extend and retract. So I don't know how long it takes now. So basically it's going to take that amount of time to push the block. By the time it turns off, it's still pushing, so once it's right there, it's going to turn off automatically. Yeah, because the piston needs to finish pushing or retracting before it can do the other thing. So yeah, how the actual monostable circuit works is a little bit different. So what's happening is that if I do this repeater will power this piston. So it'll say this repeater is going to power this block, and then it's going to power this repeater. Now remember when I said a piston used to take 3.5 ticks? Like I said, I don't know how long it takes for it to push and retract, or extend and retract, I should say. So basically this block is going to be turned on by this repeater for 1 tick before it's pushed up, which is going to give a 1 tick output. Well, really it's actually going to be powered for 2 ticks, which then takes 1 tick to, yeah, life. So yeah, this is a dual edge monostable circuit. This is my own design. How you can tell it works, because when I flick it down, it works. When I flick it up, it works. So I don't know why you would ever use a dual edge monostable circuit. Maybe for Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. So, yeah, it's really easy to build. Just a block, a torch, a redstone on the side, 3 repeaters, this one on 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 1 tick, sticky piston facing this way from the 1 tick, a block, and redstone behind it. So yeah. To make a rising edge monostable circuit, you basically just want to invert the power, basically. So as you can see, whenever I pull it up, it works. As of when I pull this down, it works. So yeah. Now let's get into more properties of blocks and how they can affect redstone. Yay! Fun stuff! So basically, and this is not a glitch either, as it might really suck. Well, it's pretty useful actually. But yeah. So you see how if I turn this on, this whole line will be on. If I turn this off, this whole line will be on. Now if I place a block between this part right here, if I turn this on, only this part will be on. Because this block is blocking it from going up and this from going down. Now there are some blocks that don't do this if you place it in the exact same spot, such as all the transparent blocks. So pistons, glass, glowstone, slabs, stairs, all of that sort. But the thing that's special about glowstone is that you can place redstone on it. So you see here, it works. Yeah, so you can place redstone on glowstone. So here are a few properties glowstone has with redstone. As weird as they are important. Important stuff! So when I flick this lever on, this whole line will be on. But if I flick this on, the power won't go down. Same with the top of half slabs, because you can place redstone on the top of half slabs. One cool thing that you can do with glowstone is that you can make a vertical tower. That is instant. And before I show you this one, well, I'm gonna show you this one. Alright, so when I flick this lever, instantly that's gonna turn on. Where if I go to this redstone tower, it's gonna take a little while. So this is a vertical redstone torch tower. This is it's really simple. Just block, redstone torch, block, redstone torch. Just keep on stacking that up. How this works is that it's basically a vertical NOT gate to a vertical NOT gate to a so it just keeps on going on upwards. So when you power this block, this torch will turn off, then this block will depower, turning this on, powering that, which will turn this off, which will depower that, turning this on, which will power this. So this is going upwards, strangely. So yeah. Now let's go to other properties. Oh yeah. redstone can bend. So if I go to this not gate right here, see, it works perfectly. But if I get redstone and do that, you see that this affects nothing because the redstone is not going towards this block. So you gotta be very wary of that. Also, back in the day, if you just placed a redstone like that, it would be in the shape of this middle one right here. It would look like that. And it acts the same way as well. If I get a lever, this will power, that will power this block, and this block. It will power all four sides of it. So that's one thing that is very, very important. But yeah, I believe that's all I need to show you guys for today. So hope you have a nice day, and quick out.